Alright, so this is take 53, and I believe that is the good one. I sure as hell hope so, because I discovered today that I have no clue how to make the video. I cannot make a video for the life of it, and I am stuttering my words like nuts. But anyways, so my name's Kingdom. Hello everyone, and I chose you as my specific audience for my first video ever on a game called Godfall. It's quite on the heat at the moment, both for good and bad reasons. But yeah, whatever, I almost dropped the game too, and then I finished by getting good, and here I am, talking to you about a build I made, whatever. So today, we're going to talk about the Aegis Horn, which is the plate that I used to cruise through the end game. I also used it to cure my depression, and yeah, it's going to be very useful for you in these times. So the Aegis Horn, to start with, is a plate that's going to give you 5% less damage taken, which is pretty good, especially at the end and the Tower of Trials. Everyone hurts like trucks. On Fury activation, you're going to call for 3 Spirit Warriors. We don't care much about that. It's quite useless, not gonna lie. It's just like meat shields. During the Archon Fury, though, this is where it gets at. 30% less damage for you and nearby allies, and it adds up to the 5% for you. So you get 35% damage reduction. That's pretty hella good. And whenever you hit, shoot 3 projectiles that do off, whatever. We care as much as this as we care about the Spirit Warriors. Going back to the build, if you can see on the right for the attribute page, we are running on a modest 1700 might and spirit, and we're running on a dank 3100 vitality. Might is going to be useful for the raw damage, spirit is going to be useful for the weapon technique damage, and vitality is for the flat HP. As you can see below it, our primary DPS is 717. Our max HP though is 4500, that's pretty good. Gets you quite tanky. Panzer 4. We have 15% crit chance, basic. It's quite okay. We're gonna work around this a bit. And with a 204 critical hit bonus damage, that's good. Twice the DPS, we like that. We have a 4% basic chance to inflict ailment, and since we're running a void build, our only ailment is curse. So yes, it's quite low, especially for a curse build, but we have workarounds. So without further ado, we'll sweep right into these. First of all, we have the Void Strike Legendary Warhammer. This is the thing you're never going to let go of. The point of this whole build is to stay on Warhammer stance all the time. You're never going to want to switch to your other weapon, like never ever. So whenever you soul shatter an enemy with your Southern technique, which is the big shockwave, shoot up to 3 projectiles that each deal 3200 void damage to an enemy. I believe they can also hit the same enemy. It has yet to be proven scientifically. So yes, you always use the Southern technique. It's a big button mashing. It clears the masses. Like every mob, just go boom with it as soon as you master the Soul Shatter thing. For secondary weapon, it's called a Winter Skull. And first and foremost, I would like to explain to you that I'm a genius. So I managed to figure out with trial and error that you can have a secondary weapon that you never have to take out. You can just keep it. It can just stay idle there in your inventory, and you can still use some of its bonuses. Yes, the stats are not going to be there, like the secondary, like the weak point damage, rampage, and whatnot. All this is not going to be taken into account, or if it is, it doesn't show in any way. But the primary, though, whenever you soul shatter an enemy, unleash a shockwave that deals 3000 water damage to enemies in front of you and reveals their weak points. This is procced by the hammer. So that's pretty neat. So you get that 3 times 3k damage of void, and now you get another 3k damage of water that hits everyone, not just 3, and it reveals weak points. It's pretty neat, not gonna lie. That's a good combo right there. Now, sweeping off to the Sunsteel Crest. This is our amulet. You drain the enemy's strength whenever you hit a cursed enemy. Drained enemies are gonna deal less damage, and you are gonna deal more. So you're basically draining their strength. It's written in the description. Yeah, it gets you sturdy. It helps you out. Less damage with the 5%, with the 30%, and then you do more. That's good. After that, we have the Crab Talisman. Apply the Mark of Leeching whenever you inflict curse. Mark of Leeching is another one to save your life. So basically, you drain people, you drain their strength, and now you drain their HP whenever you attack. That's pretty dank. Skipping to the Eye of the Dragon Legendary Ring. Whenever you defeat a cursed enemy, you gain 216 over health, and your over health no longer decays. That's pretty good too. It gives you a secondary life HP bar, and you want that. You want everything that keeps you alive, man. It's a survival game. It's like the survival of the fittest. Then after that, chromatic circle. This is nothing. It's a placeholder. I didn't have another ring. I have nothing more useful. I'm just busting my ass for void damage. That's all it is, and it's a bunch of soul shatter too. You can switch it for whenever you want, whatever you need. Then the Archon Steel Legendary Lifestone. That's one of the tweaks I told you about for the crit chance. I know it's only 15% base, but now with this, as soon as you heal yourself with it, you're gonna gain 40% extra critical hit chance, which is gonna like have you reach 55%, and you're gonna gain an extra 130 critical hit damage, added up to the 204 that we had before. So basically, you're gonna have 55% chance to do 3 times your damage on a crit. So that's pretty dang. Even sometimes it's worth it, even if you're only missing just a few of HP, you want to still use it just to like give that extra DPS for the bosses. You want to finish them faster, just like a bit of a Dark Soul panic thing, like you know the boss is quite ending, you want to finish it before you get in trouble. You just proc this Lifestone and start dishing out the crazy damage. I believe that if you are lucky to have both crits on both Southern techniques because you have 2 bars, in that 10 seconds, you can dish out 56,000 damage. Yeah, that's a lot. Okay, so for the banner, we're gonna use the Plague Pennant. That's the other workaround that we're using. Only 4% base chance to inflict curse, but if we have that down, it comes down to 28%, and that's good. And with that 28%, you're gonna have 50% damage extra for each element of the enemy, even though it's gonna be only 1 because we're a void build. We're only gonna curse them. So yeah, this banner is up. And then we're gonna skip right off to the augments. Okay guys, so for my augments, I'm centered around 3 pieces. The first one is the Presence of Mind. You gain 1% all res for every 30 vitality connected. Presently I'm running on 9%, and it gives also a bunch of resistances as a secondary. The second one's going to be Prismatic Globe, which is a might-oriented node. It gives you a 35% crit chance against full health enemies, so that's very, very useful for the clear, and also for the Solaris boss, because I think that while his shield is up, but he's still full life, you have that augmented crit chance. So that's dank. And the third one would be Mirror. Apply the Mark of Weakness whenever you hit a weak point, which is straight in conjecture with the Spear, if you remember correctly, because the Spear reveals weak point on people, and then when we hit it, we give it the Mark of Weakness, which is going to make them do less damage to us. Added to the Drain that has them make less damage to us. Added to the freaking Aegis Horn, you know, you get the gist. And the rest of the runes are mostly resistances. I'm a big sucker for void and physical resistance, but like, just plug in anything you want, anything you need right now. You know you're gonna be in a freaking air world, just pump up that air resistance. I don't mind. As long as you can like bonify that Presence of Mind thing, everything's Gucci. So that's it for the augments for now. We're gonna sweep right to the skills. So I wanted to like upgrade them with you right now to show you, but like I figured it's just a bit of a waste of time because on the freaking controller it takes like 5 seconds of holding X just to upgrade one. So I'll just go like this. So weapon technique, you can have it to level 5. That's the bread of the build. You always gonna use the weapon technique all the time. So you want that charge speed, you want that damage extra, you want everything. Self-explanatory really. And then Soul Shatter, that's the butter for the classic bread and butter mix. So this is what you want for the small mobs. As soon as you run a world, every time you go on Dreamstones, this is what you want. You're gonna Soul Shatter people, you're gonna finish them with a Soul Shattering technique. Well, I mixed those 2 words. You're gonna finish them with a weapon technique as soon as they're soul shattered, and then they're gonna go boom boom, shockwave, water, weak points, everything's gonna proc. Down there's vitality. Every staple stats that you have in the skill tree, we're gonna pump them up to level 5. It's really self-explanatory because of the percentage you get on level 4 and 5. That's pretty good. Critical hit chance, only level 2. We don't need the bonuses from level 3, and we have the workaround with the Lifestone. So we can invest those points somewhere else, somewhere more useful, so it gives you 5% base chance. Sundering Slam, only level 1, you want that 20%, you need it. You want to slam the ground, and you get stronger, and then you dish out some damage. That's it, that's all. Not much, not more, not less. Critical hit damage, we go all the way up to level 4. I think the level 5 falls kinda short. It's only 10% chance to gain the Mark of Fragility, and I believe it's also not well implemented because it doesn't say add 10% chance to the enemy. So I think it's just like the same as level 3, but like correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't really mind if I am because I just wanted that level 4. Up there we're gonna have the Might. comes in like Vitality, all the way up to level 5. Rampage, level 1. This is the same thing that's Sundering Slam. You want that 20% damage. And it's only while chaining hits, and you're always going to chain hits anyways. And then after, we're going to jump down to Finesse. Finesse level 1. Press A to evade twice. That's what it is. There's nothing less, nothing more. Take down all the way up to level 5, please. And please pay attention to the level 5, because I didn't know that. I didn't know that, and it's quite good. It has so much synergy with us. For 30 seconds after defeating an enemy with a weapon technique, you can perform a free special takedown, spectral takedown, by holding LT to aim and RS to execute. So you become like all Shadow of Mordor-ish, and you just execute people from range, and you TP on them. It's really epic. All stats, all the way up to level 5. Breach. This is your alternative way to fight against bosses, because Soul Shatter sucks hell against bosses. They laugh at you. You just want to breach them, you want to stun them, you want to stun luck, and you just want to like spam that RT all the time. So all the way up to level 4, we don't want that 5th level, because we are not going to use the charged heavy attack much, since we want to breach them, and to breach them we're gonna have to like to spam the heavy trigger. And I want you to know that the level 5 doesn't add 100% breach damage, it adds 100% damage for one hit, so it's not that good. Elements, level 3, we want that 4% base element chance and the 15% extra damage you get while they're cursed. It's the same as the as your banner, so it adds up to the 50 you have, so it's going to lead you up to 65% more damage. Recovery, all the way up to level 5. You need that sustain. Every little green beads you see on the ground, every time you like drain life from the enemy from your mark of leeching, and over health given by banners, everything is affected by that. You want that leveled up to the 5. Weak points, level 1, only for the knockdown effect. That's what you want. People with shield, you just want to knock them down, and then you can execute them. That's all you need. You don't need more weak point damage. You don't need it. Spirit level 5, resistance level 5, these are 2 staple stats. And as the last one, the banner. Banner level 5, you want it down as more often than ever, really. You want to inflict curse all the time. You need to be constantly draining people. So yeah, banner's level 5, over health is going to be busted, and everything's Gucci. So that pretty much sums it up. If you have any questions, feel free to post them down below. I have no clue how to do this. I don't know how to interact with you guys. I mean, I'm in confinement. I work in a bar, and it's been closed forever. Here in Quebec, French Canada, it's a mess. But I hope you guys are doing good. I wish you all the best, and I look forward to the second video.
I've been up for 3 nights. My eyes are bloodshot red. Damn, I wanna see